Okay, I'm gonna play. Hopefully it's loud enough. We'll see for everybody.
The thunder of water faded away beyond the bend of the great red walls. We were below the last rapid in the Grand Canyon, except for the faint, slapping noise of a big, slow river makes. There was only silence. We had pretty much stopped talking 3 days earlier. We were sore and parched and short-tempered and blistered by the sun and totally overwhelmed by the grandeur we'd seen. The boat pilot announced the plans. To save time, we would tie the rafts together and drift with the current all night long. This news spurred a flutter of action as we hauled out our sleeping bags and tried to establish our individual territories on the pontoons. It was too hot inside my sleeping bag and too cold outside it. It was very dark down there in the bottom of the canyon, and the rafts twirled round and around. Every now and then we would crash into the rock wall, rebound and spin around. Sometimes we'd crunch aground on a sandbar, and the pilot would jump off and push the raft. Once the bottom of my sleeping bag slipped into the river, and I spent the rest of the night in a clammy dampness. I lay miserably awake, listening to intermittent snoring, muffled giggling, and occasional growling over who was crowding home. At one point, a friend of mine, who is a very mellow musician, pulled his harmonica out of his pocket. For a long time, he played funky blues, German waltzes, and folk songs. The music whined out into the soft black night. The massive walls loomed above us, radiating heat stored up during the long glare of day. The rafts whirled around, and we all lay like spokes in a giant wheel, watching the falling stars run like tears down the sky. It was one of the most horrible and beautiful nights of my life. River running can be like that. Times that are sublime and times that are just awful. Unforgettable scenes of wild beauty and moments of fierce discomfort. 3 times now, I've bounced on rafts down the Colorado River, and 3 times I've cursed to myself, never, never again. I've had enough, I thought, of heat and grit and personality clashes to last a lifetime. But not too many summers slip by before I am there again, expectant and city-white, standing on the sandy banks, watching the boatmen load supplies onto the big silver boats. Running the Grand Canyon on a raft is hardly a unique experience. Each year, some 10,000 people do it, and there are more than 20 agents authorized to run commercial trips. Generally, the trips begin at Lee's Ferry, below Glen Canyon Dam, and end at Diamond Creek or Lake Mead. For a shorter trip, you can usually join or leave the party at Phantom Ranch, which is at the bottom of the canyon and can be reached only by trail from the Rins. Prices for the whole canyon run range from about $300 to near $600. The expeditions vary in style. You can do the whole run in 9 days aboard a huge motorized raft, or spend 3 or 4 weeks in an oar-powered, small, wooden boat variations in between. I've traveled with one operator whose setup is like an outdoor Grand Hotel. He furnishes cots, big fluffy sleeping bags, dinners of fresh steak and chicken and salads, and even beer, which is kept cold in rope sacks dragging in the river behind the boat. River running season is April through September, and you should plan your trip a year or more in advance to get the dates you prefer. My favorite time on the Colorado is June, which has two advantages. The weather is dependably hot and clear, and the river is green and unmuddied by rain runoffs. But June is when you'll find the crowds too. One year, when we aimed the boats into the cascading pale blue waters of the little Colorado River, we found a carnival of about 200 squealing river rats and boats of every size and description. That was a wilderness experience? Ha! We were sometimes reminded of peak hour traffic congestion. In the projection rooms of your brain, they keep running those reels over and over again, month after month, and then year after year. The images are plastered all over your mind, and you know they'll never be erased. Standing behind Deer Creek Falls, looking out at the canyon through a gossamer curtain, trying to tolerate the cold pressure of far-fallen water for a moment longer, sitting in the morning rain, watching a little yellow scorpion crawling out of your sleeping bag, paddling up Havasu Creek, using your life preserver as water wings, and peering down through the clear, bluish-green depths at the schools of big carp, splashing and giggling in the delightful terraced falls